Guys, so with March being Women's History Month, we thought we would introduce a book for First Chapter Friday called Away She Goes, Riding into Women's History. So this is a little bit different than what we're used to. It is different chapters, but instead of the chapters, they're called scenes. So this is actually a play. So it has a bunch of different characters in it. There's boys, there's girls, and just a whole bunch of different things going on. So the introduction of the story is that a bicycle came to the United States in the 1800s and it changed the world for women like nothing had ever done before. So if we keep going, it has an introduction and then a list of the characters that we'll go over as well. So in this play, there's a young girl named Christy, and she finds her great-great-grandmother's diary. As Christy reads it, the play starts to unfold, and she learns about life in earlier times. In the 1900s, many people that were women naturally were weak and timid. Both sports and too much thinking were considered unhealthy for them. So girls received much less education than boys. Women did not have the right to vote in elections either. And their clothing styles made activity for them very difficult. They often wore tightly laced corsets that made their waist look thinner, and the bustle and the pad that made the back of the skirt bulge out was still in style back then. Skirts were long and super full. By the time of this story, this was all beginning to change for them. One thing led to the change was a bicycle. A wooden bicycle was invented in the 1800s. It was moved by the rider's feet all on the ground. After that, bicycles took many shapes. Most had a front and a back wheel of different sizes. The safety bicycle then came along in the late 1800s. It had soft tires and was very much like the bicycles that we know today. Women were attracted to the hugely popular new way of travel. But before women could ride bicycles, clothing styles had to change. Some beliefs for women had to change as well. So in this particular play, we have Christy, which is a girl in the present day, and she's about 10 or 12 years old. And then there's Molly, who's Christy's great-great-grandmother. There's Bruce, which is Molly's brother. There's Mother, which is Molly's mother, Rose Betterton. There's her father, Charles Betterton. Libby, which is Molly's aunt and Charlie's sister, Libby Betterton. Martin, which is Molly's husband, and she marries in 1919. And then Susan B. Anthony, which is a historical women's rights leader. She was born in 1820 and died in 1906. So the setting of this play is in Port Jefferson, New York, and also in New York City. The time of this is between 1894 and today. So we're going to check out scene one. So they have a prologue at the beginning, and it kind of just gives you some more information about what's leading up to what is actually happening leading up to the first scene. So we have Christy, she said, "What a discovery I made this summer. My mom and dad and I spent a couple of weeks in the old family home. It is in Port Jefferson out on Long Island. One day I was looking through boxes in the old storage room. Can you guess what I found? An old leather brown book. I opened it up and I saw these handwritten words. Molly Betterton, her diary. Molly Betterton? That was my great-great-grandmother's maiden name. The most famous woman in our whole family. Here was a chance to find out about her life. I opened up the diary and looked at her first entry. August 18th, 1890, my 12th birthday. I kept right on reading, of course. So we have Molly as our first character. This whole first scene is Molly and Bruce. So she's talking to her diary here. It's been a wonderful day with a party and a cake. Mother made me a grown-up looking dress with big puffy sleeves. Father gave me a music box with a little ballerina that goes round and round. But my big brother Bruce gave me my favorite present. You, my new diary. I'll start telling you something that happened yesterday. Oh, but don't tell anyone else, dear diary. Late in the afternoon, Bruce got home from this week at boarding school. He arrived on his bicycle. I met him at the carriage house as he was putting it away. So, what do you want for your birthday, little sis? Didn't you get me something already? Sure, but I want to make sure it's what you really want. You know what I really want, Bruce, a ride on your bicycle. Oh, Molly, not that. It doesn't look too hard. Well, maybe, but... It looked safe enough to me. The back wheel was only a little bit bigger than the front wheel. The seat was a good height for me. So why can't I ride it? We'd both get in trouble. But you do so many things that I can't do. You get to go away to school. I have to stay here and study with the governess. You get to learn French and play the piano and paint with watercolors and sew. But I never leave the house. And the governess is so dull. Oh, please let me do this one little thing. And right now, why not? Well, I guess you could sit on the handlebars while I want to write it all by myself. You know what father says girls shouldn't do such things. It's unhealthy for them. And girls have no sense of balance. Do you think that's true? He's a doctor. You ought to know. But I wouldn't give Bruce a moment's peace. I followed him all around the house. I kept begging and making myself a pest. Finally, all right, but let's not say anything to father about this. We hurried back over to the carriage house. Bruce got on his bicycle again. He wheeled it over to the garden. I climbed up onto the seat, my long skirt hanging over each side. Bruce held the bicycle upright. He guided it along while I kept my feet on the pedals. Is this enough? Can we quit now? Just let go of it. Oh, sis, I can't do that. I can balance it. I can feel it. Bruce didn't mean to let go, but I started pedaling and the bicycle slipped out of his hands. And suddenly I was riding on my own. I was pedaling through the garden. Well, look at that. Away she goes. And away I did go. Around and around the garden, I could handle the bicycle perfectly, but the frame was heavy. Riding was rough along the stone path. Suddenly my skirt got tangled up in the chain. Be careful, sis. The bicycle jumped to one side and so did I. I steered away from the rose bush as I fell. I didn't want to get stuck all over with thorns. The bicycle fell over on top of me. Oh, look at you, sis. I'm all right. No, you're not. Your ankle's swelling up. Let's get you to the house. So, hopefully, you guys like my manly character voice there. But there are more scenes to go in this book. So, this is available to you on Epic if you would love to see what happens next. Make sure you fill out the form to let us know what you think. Have a good weekend.